Welcome back to the Solena Global Living Podcast, where we talk real stories, real estate, and the realities of life abroad. Today, we're talking real estate and lifestyle on the Costa Brava, and I'm joined by real estate expert Warwick. Warwick is part of my network of English-speaking real estate experts that I refer my international clients to. So make sure to reach out to Warwick using the link below if you're looking for property on the Costa Brava. And if you're interested in searching for real estate in other parts of Spain, reach out to me. I've vetted the real estate experts, so you don't have to. And the best part is it doesn't cost you anything to let me refer you to someone in my network. Okay, without further ado, let's dive in and find out why people from all over the world flock to this beautiful, rugged part of Spain. Yeah. Hey, Warwick, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me about life and real estate on the Costa Brava. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's lovely to be here, and thank you very much for the invitation.
Absolutely. So I love the Costa Brava. It is definitely my favorite coastline in Spain, and I wish more people knew the things that made it so special. So for you, when you first came to the Costa Brava, what was your aha moment that made you fall in love with this area?
Yeah, that's a good one. I was with my wife, and we'd had a camper van, and we'd gone up and down the coast quite a bit, and we thought, oh, this is nice. One day, maybe. And then it was actually going through the Catalan countryside, coming out of La Bisbal, heading south towards Playa d'Aro, Palamos, and we just went through this amazing countryside. And I just thought, this is just beautiful. Everybody waxes lyrical about the coastline, how it's got this and that. And it's true, it's an amazing coastline. But it's the interior as well that a lot of people don't really know about. And it's like, it's so green and verdant. And like, this is beautiful. So I think that was my moment. I thought, yeah, this is a place we've got to be.
So what are some of your favorite interior towns? So let's move out from the coastline and into that interior space. What are some of the little jewels that you point people toward?
Yeah, Girona is a big jewel. Okay, and that's the big diamond in the local area, and it's a really nice city, as I'm sure you know. It's got a bit of everything. It's not too big. You can park and get around easily. Good selection of restaurants, history. You've got a bit of everything there. But small little towns, you've got places like Madremanya, Sant Feliu de Boada. These little historical, a lot of stone villages that off the beaten track. And if you don't know they're there, you probably wouldn't go through them. And then when you do go through them, you see them and you're like, wow, this is amazing. And normally they have like one or two really nice restaurants. So, that's the other way to get to know them. So yeah, there's quite a few in this area. Really sort of going from the coast into Girona, Vanessa, there's 5 or 6, 7 or 8 good ones.
Yeah, I agree. One is just more adorable than the next, and they're so charming and they're well cared for. And then in the middle of this tiny little village in the middle of nowhere, you find this Michelin-starred restaurant, this amazing cuisine just tucked away in this little tiny village. I mean, it's a really magical place. So speaking of food and exploring villages, what is your perfect day off on the Costa Brava? Where are you? What are you doing? And I guess most importantly, what are you eating?
Well, we live just north of Playa d'Aro, just close to a fishing town called Palamos, which I'm sure you've heard of. Palamos is a good sized town, 20,000 people all year round. Amazing fresh fish every day. So I guess a perfect day would be a morning on the bike, of course. It could be road, it could be mountain. I'm a sucker for anything, any type of bike, I'll be there. Back with the family, bit of quality time with the family, and then it has to be a long fish lunch somewhere, either in one of those villages we just mentioned, or even better, one of these beautiful fish restaurants that you find along the coast, or even just buying fresh fish from the market and cooking at home. Fresh food is to the fish. Being so close to the sea, you just, you want to eat fish, and you eat fish and you feel healthier. You feel even better, and it's it's wonderful. So I guess that would be a pretty much perfect day. A long lunch, definitely a long lunch is in there. And not much going on in the afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. Plenty of wine, right? And maybe some of those Palamos, the shrimp, the big jumbo prawns from Palamos. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with those.
Those are beautiful. Just a little warning there. Always find out what the price is before you buy them. Because that was a schoolboy error I did. I came across, we had them on one of our first trips in Palamos. They were amazing, but there were only 6 on the plate. So we're like, we'll order 2 more plates of those. And then it came out, they were like 35 euros a plate. So that was a bit of a shock. So I'd always make sure you get the price checked out before you order them.
Yeah. What's your go-to beach on the Costa Brava?
That's such an easy one for me. I shouldn't be telling you this, Vanessa, but of course I'm telling you in confidence. I know you won't tell anybody. So it's La Fosca. La Fosca Beach, just north of Palamos. You've got Natural Park one end. You've got Palamos sort of 1.5 kilometers away on the other end on a lovely little coastal track. Beautiful, big, natural sand, wonderful for swimming. If you like swimming, water sports, it's just amazing. And they've got these little bars they call chiringuitos, absolutely on the bar. You know what I mean? So you go out, you have a big sea swim, you come back, you just fall into the bar, on the beach. It's just amazing. So,
nothing like a beer or an Aperol spritz with your toes in the sand, right?
Absolutely.
That's the way to say goodbye to the day in the afternoon. 100%. Yeah, that's a great beach.
La Fosca is very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And Sauconca is my other favorite. The trail from, where is that?
From the port, from the marina in Playa d'Aro, you can go up there and then down the other side.
Yeah, I love that.
Beautiful beach. Yeah, it is.
So you've helped people from all over the world settle in Catalonia and on the Costa Brava. So as you're working with people who are moving here and discovering the area for the first time, what do you think surprises them most about living on the Costa Brava?
Well, the people who have bought, and then I'll have a chat with them after 6 months.
Yeah, that would be amazing to hear about that.
I think most people will have done a bit of research before they come here. So, most people know what they're getting into. They've identified it. It's a place they want to be. The big reasons I hear from foreigners, it's where it's located in Spain. It's close to the French border. So for the Dutch, the Belgian, the French, the Europeans, it's drivable. So that's a big plus. And then when they're here, they've been here for a few months and I catch up with them. I think most people are pretty happy. If anything, it's more like, I should have done this earlier. Why did it take me so long? But I guess that's normal. A lot of people have doubts and it's a big step into the unknown. But I don't think I've met many buyers over the 15 years I've been here who have said to me, oh, I didn't know about that, or this was a great surprise. I think most people come with their eyes open. We're in Europe. We've got good services, good infrastructure, good facilities. So I think I haven't really had, touch wood, people come here and say, oh, I can't believe they don't have this. So it's been, and that accounts for Europeans, Americans, Chinese, buyers from all over the world.
Piece of apprehension I hear from people is finding community. Oh, I'm moving to a new country. Am I going to meet other people? How am I going to be received in the area? Do you want to speak to that? Because I know we have a thriving international community here that's really open and welcoming, but how have you experienced that with your clients on the Costa Brava?
Well, for me personally, I was fortunate that I had children at school age. I got to you're going to pick up your children 5 times a week. You get to meet other like-minded mums and dads after a period of time, and little Johnnies get on with each other, and then the mums and dads become good friends. So that's how I probably built up my local network in terms of friends. But for a lot of our buyers, depending on the age group, there's all kinds of different activities that you can join. There's a group of expats here. They meet every week in San Feliu for morning coffees and activities. There's another group that I know, they're always arranging activities. So, if people want, I can put them in contact with groups of expats who are always doing stuff. A lot of people who come here, they're either retired or semi-retired, so they have time and they want to meet other people. And so there's a lot going on.
There is so much going on. And the Facebook groups. So if you're interested in the Costa Brava, you definitely want to go onto Facebook, and I'll put the links in the description. But there are some very, very active and engaged international or expat Facebook groups, and they're always organizing things. So you will find your people. And what I find as somebody who's lived in lots of different places outside of my home country, the international community is pretty excited to help you settle in and tell you this is the best dentist, and check out this butcher shop. And I think it's easier to make friends and build community outside of your country, honestly, than it is if you move to just another town. Like if I moved to another town in the US, for example, because those people are already settled in, they already have their community. So you're with lots of other people who are trying to, build that. So
that's a very, very good point. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think people are more open-minded. It doesn't matter if you're Dutch, American, English. I think we're sort of all in this boat together, and you want to try and look after people when they come and help them out. And so I agree with you. Yeah, I think that's a very good point.
Do you have any things about the Costa Brava that you think deserve more hype? Like, are there hidden gems that you think more people should know about?
Vanessa, one thing that really surprises me is that the Costa Brava is not pushed more all year round. It seems to me the locals sort of really push the summer, and then there's a little bit either side of it. But for me, one of the main attractions for living here is you do have 4 unique seasons. Summer's hot, of course it's hot, but spring and autumn are just amazing here. I mean, you've been here. The weather is amazing. If you like doing things outside, whether it's, walking, golf, cycling, or culture trips, there's so much to do here. But I do feel that they don't promote it enough outside of the summer season. So that always surprises me as someone who's lived here for several years now. It's like, for me, it's the best time of the year. If anything, avoid the summer and the chaos and come in spring or come in the autumn. So that's always a bit of a surprise. But apart from that, no, nothing else really springs to mind. I don't think it's overhyped, Costa Brava.
No.
Maybe not enough.
If anything, it's underhyped. Exactly. And I second your opinion about celebrating the other 3 seasons of the year. Yes, the summer is amazing, but it's full on. I mean, it's packed, it's hot, all the festivals and everything. But winter on the Costa Brava is gorgeous. You need a sweater, you need a coat, but it can be sunny and warm in the middle of the day. I feel like it just gets cold and miserable enough to make you appreciate the other seasons, but not so much that you want to leave. That's the way I think about it.
You just nailed it. Absolutely. Yeah.
And you can see the snow on the Pyrenees, but you don't have to shovel it. I grew up in the Midwest. So for me, seeing the snow but not living in it is kind of a big deal. But then if you ski, you snowboard, you like winter sports, you are 2 hours to La Molina, right? 3 hours to Andorra. So you can spend a quick weekend in the snow and then escape it. You turn on the fireplace, wear your sweaters, then put them away. It's only a 3-month season. It's just a little bite. Correct. And then you get back to the other wonderful.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, certainly coming from the UK, from the north of the UK, where weather is poor. The weather it's very irregular. You can't predict anything, and that's what I love here. It's 4 distinct seasons, as you just said. Christmas, New Year, January, February. It's chilly, but it's chilly. It's normally blue skies. You can get out, you can get your dogs on the beach in the winter. There's nobody else around. You've got the beach to yourself. And that's wonderful. And as you mentioned, the mountains. I mean, you don't even have to go for a weekend. I go skiing for a morning sometimes. I can be back in the office in the afternoon. It's pretty unique, to be able to do that. So,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it is good.
Would you say that there's a personality or a type that thrives on the Costa Brava? Like who chooses to live on the Costa Brava?
I guess my clients they're a complete cross-section of people who have come and moved here, settled here, and loved living here. So it'd be quite hard to, I guess, narrow it down to a type. But I think what we touched on before, I think to get the most out of it, you need to make a bit of an effort to integrate into whether it's like the local community or finding your international group. You've got to sort of get out a bit and be prepared to, get on a Facebook group, make a couple of calls, turn up a meeting. And I think if you do that, you get the most out of it for sure.
Absolutely.
But I think personality-wise, I think it's something for everyone. I mean, if you like the outdoors, I don't think you're going to find a better place because it's very much an outdoor season here. But you've just got so much, the proximity to France, you've got the airports just down the road, easy travel, you've got the big metropolis of Barcelona for your big quarterly trip to go to the theatre and have some fun down there. I think it's personality-wise, I think if you're open, want to have fun and have a good standard of living, it's for everyone.
One of the things that I really appreciate about Catalonia that you don't see as much as when you move south into Costa Blanca, the Costa del Sol, is Catalonia really holds tight to its culture and its standards. So you're not going to find a lot of English breakfasts. There's not an Irish pub on every corner. Very much like this is Catalonia and they're very proud of it. And you are moving here and you're going to integrate here. Yes, there are diversity of restaurants, a little bit for everybody, but it doesn't feel taken over at all. It definitely feels like a place that you're moving and integrating into. Does that make sense? Do you feel that as well?
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean there. I mean, I've also traveled quite a bit in the south of Spain and also being a Brit, you do see, all-day breakfasts advertised for €3, with the beer chucked in as well. I mean, you won't have that here. Yeah, it's a very, especially here on the coast where I am in Playa d'Aro, it's very international. And you can go out into the street now and hear all types of different languages, whether it's Dutch, Belgian, French, Italian, German, American, Russian, Chinese, but you'll never see like just, a French restaurant dominated by French. It's very international, very cosmopolitan. I think that's the attraction. I think that's why so many people do like it. You are living in a part of Spain, in Catalonia, and you're coming in to enjoy their environment rather than you're looking to replace yours from back home, but with a better,
Bingo. I think that's exactly it. And I think it attracts the kind of people who want that and appreciate that and aren't just trying to duplicate what they had at home in a sunnier environment.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that. It's one of the things that really drew me to this area.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the price of living in this slice of paradise. I asked you ahead of time to kind of think about the cost. So let's start with like a nice but basic 2-bed, 2-bath condo in one of these coastal cities. So what kind of a range are we looking at there to buy?
Yeah. If we take where I'm based in Playa d'Aro, we've got some lovely apartments in the marina there for sale. And a 2/3 bedroom apartment there who's going to cost you, the sale price will be between 450 and 550, 450,000 euros up to 550,000 euros. Plus, in terms of your expenses, you will pay community fees. So you'll pay like a service charge where somebody will be coming in and looking after the communal pool, servicing the lifts, looking after your beautiful communal gardens. And for that, you'll be paying approximately 1,500 euros a year. All right, that would be your community fee. And then on top of that, you've got something called IBI, which is a payment to the local town hall. And that's an annual charge, and that will be about another 1,000. So maybe 2,500 euros for your taxes. And then on top of that, you've got water, electric, maybe gas, insurance, and maybe you're looking for that another 100 euros a month.
Yeah. I think the thing that the mental math that people have to do is that you're going to pay a bit more upfront, but the interest rate is about half right now what it is in the United States. It's about 3.5 here, right? Versus 7 in the US, or no, it is in the UK or other places. Yes. So that's a huge expense.
Yeah.
Then, property taxes, insurance, the community fees are all significantly lower here. So you'll put a little bit more down. You're going to have more equity in the house, but you're going to be spending and property per square meter might seem a bit higher, but like you said, you're in the marina in Playa d'Aro, ocean front for under 500,000. And then your carrying costs to hold that property are just significantly lower. So you just end up with a lot more equity in your property than you do for something similar in, say, the United States. And I don't know how that compares in the UK, but that's a big shift for people who are coming from America when they're looking at where their money is going when they buy in Spain.
Yeah, I think a few of my American clients have said the same. It might cost you quite a bit to sort of buy in, with the purchase tax. But once you're in, your ongoing costs seem to be cheaper than certainly America, but also a lot of other European countries like France in particular. A lot cheaper than France, Belgium, Holland. And also, I think the cost of living, Vanessa, is also cheaper here. Certainly coming from the UK, things like supermarkets, restaurants, it's 25-30% cheaper easily, if not
easily. Oh my gosh, I was just back in the US for a week and I was spending $20 for a glass of wine and I wanted to cry. I'm like, I don't pay that for a really good bottle of wine back in Spain, right?
Yeah.
You can have an amazing dinner out for 30, 35 euros here, right? You can barely have a tapa or like an appetizer and a beer in the United States for that.
Correct.
So you're just so many of your day-to-day expenses.
It is. Just in my little village where I live, they do a menu al dia. So you have a 3-course menu and you get a glass of wine and a coffee thrown in, and normally it's like 14 or 15 euros. It's just incredible. But that's the great thing about living here. And you see who's eating there. It's a combination of tourists, workers, management. Everybody's just they're having their lunch, enjoying their food, and then back to work in the afternoon.
My husband is Italian and he talks about this. He says life in Europe is so much more democratic than it is in the United States. And I think that's absolutely true. You see all walks of life in the same place. Everything's accessible to, most people. And so there's this coming together. We're all kind of in the same boat. You see old people, young people out together. You see everybody eating in the same places. It's all accessible. versus how everything is stratified in the United States and everybody's kind of separated from each other by socioeconomics, class, a whole bunch of other issues, right? And I really appreciate that like we're all in this together, we're all in the community together, and we're not all separated out. And I think things like the Mini Del Dia kind of represent that. This like, we can all enjoy.
I totally agree. And I think also you can chuck children into the mixer as well. Children are super welcome at any restaurant you go. It's not like other places in Northern Europe, where it's like it's frowned upon. You know what I mean? You've got a couple of young kiddies in the pushchair, and they look at you a bit like, don't really want you here. But over here, it's very welcoming. It's family is super important for Spain and this part of the world. So that's lovely.
Yes. Okay. So we talked about a condo. So let's talk about like a 3-bed terrace house. Let's go up a little bit. So something maybe that has its own garage, but it's maybe 0 lot line, as we'd say in the United States. So connected.
Yeah. I mean, Vanessa, I think realistically, you're going to be paying about the same. So you're talking about like a 3-bedroom townhouse. Again, it's probably going to be fairly centered in town. You're going to have like a community to look after, a few communal areas. You'd be paying the same sort of fees. You'd be paying 1,500 euros a month. You wouldn't be paying anything more really. And again, the town hall tax is normally based on A, the location, B, the square meterage. So if you're, the 3-bedroom house is significantly bigger, then you might be paying a bit more for your annual IBI tax. Your annual tax to the town hall. Right. So but not a much. Nothing that you'd see. There's a huge difference there. And likewise, if you go on again to like a villa, 3-bedroom, say 3-4-bedroom detached villa, a lot of the time you won't pay any community fees because there's no community fees to pay. It's all the community is, or the local area, the roads, the rubbish, the street lamps. That's all run by the town hall. So you'd be paying your IBI or your annual fees to the town hall, and that could be 2,000 euros. So they're all very, very similar.
Yeah, isn't that interesting, right? And then if you go like into Catalonia, for example, you can have a 4-bedroom villa with a pool, and you might need to update it some, but you can find those for under 500,000. You can have a yard and you can have everything, or you can spend 5 million. You can go as high as you want, right? You can spend as much as you want. But I'd say on the low end, it's probably hard to get something really decent under about 4, right? Would you say you probably need to be at 4
decent,
plus?
really, if you want to be walking in and living it straight away in today's market, you've got to budget for around 500,000 euros.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And for that type of budget, you can then get a lovely, 3-4-bedroom villa, detached, in a nice area, well-kept area, 5-10 minutes driving to coastal resorts, beach, etc. Normally on a plot of minimum 6 square meters, possibly a pool, but a nice garden as well. And then if you want to factor in garden pool costs, maybe depending on the size of your garden, of course, but in maybe 200, 250 euros a month.
Yeah.
So
not bad.
It's not
cheap, but not bad. You can go Correct. Cheaper other places, but I feel like you really get what you pay for here. It's not the cheap place. This is not your bargain basement part of the world, but you get a lot of value for the money, and you're in a community of people who choose to spend a little bit more to live in a nice place, and we all kind of have Absolutely. Those standards. Yeah. So this was such a great conversation, Warwick. Thank you so much for chatting with me about life on the Costa Brava. Is there anything else that you wish people knew about this corner of Spain?
Big question. I don't know how to answer that. I would say, I think the more time people come here, first they come here and they're pleasantly surprised, is my feedback. They didn't think it would be so unique in the fact that the coastline, if you take the coastline from, say, Palafrugell, Calais, up to La Franque and further north up to Begor, that coastal Mediterranean road is just something out of a movie, which blows people away. So I think when people come here for the first time, they're super surprised how naturally beautiful this place is. Then you go inland and then they're even more blown away by the countryside. So they come back again and they love it, so it's just a wonderful place to live, and it's great quality of life, I think I'm living proof. I've been here 15 years now and I've got no intention of going anywhere else.
And you haven't aged a day.
Trust me, I have. So it's, I would just tell people, come out and take a look. I've been lucky. I've traveled around Europe and there's some beautiful places in Europe to visit. But to live and to own a property, I still would come back here. And I just think this has got the whole package. Infrastructure, price per square meter, quality of life, climate. I think we've got the full package.
Spoken like an excellent real estate agent. He knows how to pitch his area. Thank you so much, Warwick. I mean, and I agree with you 100%. Warwick, thank you so much. It was so great to chat with you today.
My pleasure, Vanessa. Lovely to have a chat with you as well.
Thank you, Warwick, for giving us a peek into why people love living on the Costa Brava. Make sure to contact Warwick using the link below if you are ready to start your property search. And hey, if you just want to rent first, did you know that I offer rental search services? That's right. In Girona and the Costa Brava, I can help you vet, source, and preview properties, negotiate lease terms, and turn on utilities, all for a flat rate of 1,200 euros. Reach out if you'd like more information. And if you're not looking to rent in Girona or the Costa Brava, I actually am part of a network of rental agents all across Spain. I'm here as a resource for you. Reach out. What do you need? Let me know. I'll connect you to the right person to help you build your team of experts to make your move a success. Hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep traveling, keep exploring, and keep living the life you dream about.